Okay, everyone, it's Monday, it's 4:30, and I'm really happy to guide you through another hour of 50 minutes of yoga. And today we're going to do an intermediate class, so this one will be a little bit more challenging. So I'd invite you to maybe grab some water and settle in to a bit of a different pace. If this is your first class, I would recommend, if you're on Facebook right now, you can just message me and I can send you the link so that you can take some of the beginner classes or maybe some of the more restorative classes. This one I'm going to be teaching an intermediate class today, so there will be a little bit more of a physical challenge. And for some of you who are just beginning yoga, this might, like I said, it might take you a little bit into your ego where you feel like I can't do that. This is frustrating. So I just ask you to rest on your back or just find a way to be still with whatever you're feeling as we move through the postures. Maybe you're noticing some limitations during this class, but just don't let the ego trap you from not staying with us. So if there's anything that I can say for the next little bit of time, we're all together. We are all going to see some of our own strengths and some of our own limitations, and the poses are going to show us that. So let's begin. You can take out your mat and you can lie down on your mat in a comfortable seated posture or lying all the way down into Shavasana. And as you lie down in Shavasana, that's corpse pose. You take your feet nice and wide apart, give your arms lots of space, and start to find your breath, taking your focus inwards. You're going to go ahead and breathe deeply through the nostrils into the belly and just start to take that inward focus wherever you are, whatever your day's been like, and whatever the days before that have been like. I invite you to breathe deeply into the belly, through the nose, and back out through the nose, letting your exhalation be twice as long as your inhalation. And not controlling the breath, not doing anything particularly special, just noticing the characteristics of the breath as you begin to relax on your back, relax into your body, and let your focus go inwards, letting go of what is to come and what has happened, being here right now. In a moment, I'll ring the Qigong, and I want you to take your attention and focus on the aspects of that sound and just follow that sound with the breath for as long as your attention can stay with the sound of the Qigong. Let's do that again. Taking your focus and your breath, starting to sink into being very still with the body, and focusing completely on the sounds and characteristics. With your next breath, setting in an intention for today's class, letting this time that we spend together be an act of generosity towards a person or a place in the world that needs positive light, needs space, compassion, and love. Draw that intention deep into your heart chakra. Take 2 intentional breaths and set that intention for yourself. With your next breath, gently wiggle your fingers and your toes, slowly bringing sensation into the body. And when you're ready, draw your feet together and your arms up and overhead, giving the body a nice, long, good stretch. Potentially taking the fingers and interlacing them and stretching up and out through the palm of the hand. Stretching along the side waist, pointing through the toes. And as we release the hands down towards the hips, you can go ahead and flex the feet, feeling a nice stretch through the Achilles. For those of you lying down on your back, you're going to roll over onto your right side and rest in the fetal position. Take a deep breath on your side waist and breathe. One more deep breath in the fetal position. Again, thinking about that intention that you're taking with you throughout today's class. Letting this time that we spend together be an offering of complete awareness of a person or a place in this world that needs our light, that needs our strength, that needs our vulnerability. So we truly take this whole entire yogic practice and we're mindful. We're full in our minds of creating awareness of the other. And then slowly coming to a comfortable seated position. And we're going to go ahead and roll our shoulders up, down, and back just a couple of times. Excellent. Let's look left. All those computer shoulders, phone shoulders, you're doing so much more reading. Let's roll right down to center, chin to chest. And let's roll to the right. And we'll look right, inviting a little bit of space into the chin, even stretching into the eyes as you look right. Jaw is relaxed, breath is nice and soft. Good. Coming back to neutral, let's look up. Open the jaw, close the jaw. Do that 2 more times. Open the jaw, close the jaw. Last time, open the jaw completely. Close the jaw, hold and breathe. Releasing any tension through the neck and jaw. And coming back to center, shoulders up, down, and back a couple of times. Excellent. From here, we're gonna, if your knees are not injured, we're rolling over onto hands and knees. As I mentioned before, if you just joined, this is an intermediate class today. So you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna come back into that Shavasana at any time, or you're going to come, you're gonna come into Child's Pose. So from here, we're gonna come into just a couple opening cat and cow poses. Great. So let's go ahead with your next exhalation. Exhaling as you move up into cat, chin coming to the chest, forehead coming towards the pubic bone. And as you inhale, reach up, draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale, rounding out through that spine, starting to awaken the spine. Inhale, cat pose. Sorry, cow pose. Here we go, cat. Feel your pelvis moving with the poses. Cow, Take 3 more. 3 more by yourself. Cat and cow. I'm just moving so quickly there. I'm shaking the ground already. Excellent. You're moving through that spine. I don't feel like this is very stable. There, maybe. And that last one, let's go ahead. And from there, let's roll the toes under. And we're going to stretch all the way up into our down dog. So we're rolling the toes under. We're going to lift the hips nice and high. We're coming into that nice long extension through the hamstrings. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. You're with me. You're looking back at the shins. You're breathing into the fatty part of the thumb. Press into the inside of the hand. Feel all 5 fingers are stretching nice and wide, and bicycle the knees if you need to. Left and right, starting to move the heels down towards your mat. And when you're ready, we're going to walk the feet forward into that forward bend, Uttanasana. I'm going to turn my mat sideways for our sun salutation today. So we're hanging in ragdoll. Head, neck, and shoulders are nice and long. Go ahead and wiggle, wiggle. Feel the back of the hamstrings starting to open as you lengthen your exhalation. 2 more deep breaths here, becoming embodied. So actually feeling what's going on in your body. Take your awareness and move it to your own body. And we begin to roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. The last thing to come up is the crown of the head. Very slowly rolling up. 1 vertebrae at a time. Coming all the way up to a standing position. Shoulders up, down, and back. We're going to move into our sun salutation. Forgive me as I keep moving through 2 computers here. We're going to come to the front of our mat. We're going to move into our sun salutation. We're going to go through a nice warm flow today. So that for those of you who feel a little bit extra cooped up, like me, you can actually really feel that blood moving through the body. You're going to come up to the front of your mat, stand in Tadasana, mountain pose, be strong, be long through the side waist, reaching all the way up through the crown of the head, Stretch into the feet, feel your roots going nice and deep. Feel each toe connected to the mat. Be with your body and remember your intention here in your mountain pose. 1 more deep breath, standing tall. Good. Hands come up to the heart center. Take a breath here. Connect your thumbs to your heart and give thanks for the sun that we had today as we move into our sun salutation. With your next inhalation, inhale and reach up. Exhale, reach back. Give yourself a gentle back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Feel free to bend the knees here. We're just starting to warm up. Inhale, that right leg steps back. You're in a high lunge. Good. Left leg steps back. You're coming into that plank pose. And then you're going to lower yourself all the way down into so that you're laying on your belly. I'm so sorry, I have to move all of this. So you're laying on your belly. The joys of a home studio. No ego attached here. No ego attached to my yoga studio. Okay, so we're lying down on our belly and we're ready for a Bujangasana. How does this look? This is a little better maybe. And there. Okay. Okay, sorry. 1 more second. I feel like this is going to be okay now. Okay. Thank you for your patience. We're lying down on our belly. Hands are by our side waist. Let's go ahead and let's do this Cobra Pose with intention. Forehead lifts, nose, chin, neck. And we lift through the back so that the hands can come off the floor. The feet are planted. We're really using that back body here to lift. And take one more deep breath. And then let everything come back down, connect with the mat. Roll the toes under, lift the hips high. Coming into down dog. 3 breaths here. Relax the face. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Take one more deep breath. And if you can, walk the feet forward or swing that right leg forward into that deep high lunge. Excellent. Just hanging out. Feel that back hip flexor here. One more breath. Left leg steps forward. You're in Uttanasana. Forward bend. Let's go ahead and with our next inhalation, we're going to reach up. We're going to exhale, reach back. Stay with me. Reach up. Exhale, fold. Left leg steps back. You can do this. Right leg steps back. You're in high plank or your knees are connected to the ground here. If you need a little bit of a modification, we slowly lower down like a board. We draw the head up, chin, shoulders, roll, reach out through the crown of the head so that you're not compacting the top of the neck. Roll the shoulder blades together, lift. Bring that forehead back down to the ground, roll the toes under, lift the tailbone nice and high. You're in your down dog. 3 breaths here. Feel your body. Notice where your mind is at and bring it back to that inner awareness. Left leg steps forward. If it doesn't make it, just walk those feet forward. Right leg steps forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, right leg steps back. We're starting to just move through this with our breath. Left leg steps back. Exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale this time, lifting up and staying in Bujangasana or taking Urdhva Mukha. So you're coming off the ground, you're on the tops of the feet, you're pressing into the hands, and the body's off the ground. One more deep breath. Good. From here, chin comes into the chest, round the shoulders out, lift through the core, and come over the tops of the feet into your down dog. So we're in down dog, and if you'd like more of a challenge, that right leg's coming high, 3-legged dog. 3 breaths here. Beautiful. That right leg steps forward. The left leg follows, forward bends. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Left leg steps back. Good. Right leg follows. Chaturanga, lower down. Bujangasana, lift up. Or Urdhva Mukha, coming off the ground so that you're on the tops of the feet, pressing into the hands, body is off the ground. Roll the shoulders back. One more breath here. Good. Tuck the chin into the chest. Round out through the top of the back, lifting all the way into the tailbone and stepping into down dog. Left leg can come high. You're in 3-legged dog. One more breath.
Good. Left leg steps forward into lunge. Right leg follows. You're in Uttanasana. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we're going to come to the side. So we're reaching this way. Nice side waist here. Stretch. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach out of the side waist. Be taller. Good. Connect the hands. Let's go to the left. One more deep breath. Keep pressing in the hips so that you're extending all the way from the hips over through the side. Excellent. Come back up. And I'm going to remove my sweatshirt. And then we're going into some standing poses. Great. So I'm going to move that up too here. This guy's got to come back up. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're back in Tadasana. You just did your side stretches, and now we're going to move through with our warrior poses. Deep breath in, reach up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come into chair pose. So you're just sitting down, sitting all the way back. Reach out forward, and if this is too much for your neck, hands can come to the heart. So you're going to reach right out, lift right up to the sides of the ears here. And we'll sit back as far as we can in those heels. 2 more deep breaths here. You're in chair pose. Hands now, we all come to the heart. Left elbow crosses over the right leg. We're looking up at the right elbow. We're still sitting in those heels. Twisting through that back. Looking even with the eyes to the right. Good. Come back to center. Connect with your heart. Let go of your ego. And we cross the right elbow over the left leg. Square the knees so that one knee isn't coming in front of the other one. Look to the left, even with the eyes we're twisting. One more breath. Good. Stand all the way up as you fold down into your Uttanasana. The right leg steps back. Stay high on that back foot. Lift into Virabhadrasana 1. Warrior 1. Front leg is bent. Back leg is straight. You're high on the back toes. 2 more deep breaths here. Good. Let's really work on that back strength. So come forward 2 inches off that front leg. Reach out over your leg. Stay with me. Breathe. One more breath. Be strong here. Good. Hands float down. You're coming into plank pose. Chaturanga, lowering down. Bujangasana, that's Cobra. You're coming up, or Urdhva Mukha, coming off the ground. Tuck the head into the chest. Roll the hips nice and high. We're all in down dog. Right leg can come high if you like. If you're taking the intermediate class today, that right leg comes high. You can bend your knee and kick open and out. Flex that foot, square the shoulders. Open that hip flexor. Good, deep breath. Let's straighten that leg. Swing through to lunge. Left leg comes forward. We're all meeting in forward bend. With your next inhalation, we reach up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chair pose. 2 breaths. Roll the shoulder blades back. Sit back in the heels. One more deep breath here. Forward bend. Left leg steps back. Stay high on the back toes. Find your balance. Virabhadrasana 1. You're in that warrior 1. Your shoulder blades are rolling back. Your head is nice and high. And your pelvis is dropping down. Let's all reach out over that leg together, keeping the arms directly outsides of the ears and using the core to stabilize the pose. Beautiful. One breath, one more breath. Hands come all the way down to the ground. Find your plank pose. Chaturanga. Lowering to the ground, sliding up into Cobra or Urdhva Mukha off the ground. Good. Tuck the chin into the chest. Roll through to your down dog. Left leg comes high. Bend your knee and kick towards the right. So you're opening up that hip without turning in the shoulders. Shoulders, head, and neck are squared to the mat. One more deep breath here. Left leg straightens, swing through to lunge. Right leg comes forward. Inhale, reach all the way up to standing. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chair pose. 2 breaths here. Good. Forward bend. Right leg steps back. Stay high on the back toes. Let's reach up. Warrior 1. Virabhadrasana 1. We're turning out. Warrior 2. So you just turn to the side and you're still looking over the left hand. Check your back arm. See if it's nice and straight. Roll the shoulders up, down, and back. Sink into that front heel and feel the back foot's pinky toe. Beautiful. Extended side angle. So we're going to take this front hand. We're going to reach down towards our ankle. And then this opposite hand reaches up for the sky. So if you think about it, there's a straight line from your pinky toe up through your fingertips. Beautiful. 2 more breaths here. If this is in your practice, you can take your bind. So the hand on the ground comes underneath the leg. Opposite hand reaches up and grabs. Beautiful. 2 more breaths. Hands release. Hand comes down and out. Come into plank pose. Lower yourself all the way down to the ground. Slide forward and up. Bujangasana or Urdhva Mukha. Good. Tuck that chin into the chest. Roll up and over. You're coming into down dog. Right leg can come high. You can stay here. Or you can bend your knee, kick open. And some of you know how to come high on the left toes and you can flip your dog. You're flipping over into kind of a nice little bridge pose. 2 more breaths here. Beautiful sunlight. And we come back to 3-legged dog. And we step forward with that right leg into lunge. Left leg comes forward, forward bend. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we're meeting in chair. Find your breath, notice where your mind is at, roll the shoulders back. Forward bend. Left leg steps back, high on the back foot. Find your balance. Virabhadrasana 1. When you're ready, just transition over into Virabhadrasana 2. You're in your warrior pose, looking over that right hand. Beautiful. From here, that right hand is going to come down and it's going to connect with the inside of the ankle. And you're coming right over the top. So my hand is on the inside of my ankle, my pinky toe, and my fingertips make one straight line. And I'm looking, if I can, up towards my armpit. You're in that beautiful, nice, long extension here. Excellent. Hand comes all the way down to the ground. You're coming back into plank pose, lowering yourself down to the floor. Slide forward and up into Cobra or Urdhva Mukha. Tuck the chin into the chest, come up into down dog. Left leg can come high. You can bend your knee, open up your hip. And some of you want to try this out. Come high on the right foot. And you're going to flip right around so that you're flipping your dog. Beautiful. If you can get onto the side to see the sun, I'm so lucky. Beautiful. One more deep breath here. Feeling the pelvis moving up towards the sky. And we come back around to three-legged dog. Left foot swings forward into lunge. Right leg steps forward into forward bend. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Hands reach back behind the tailbone. Let's open up. Interlace the hands, and we're going to drop those arms forward. There we go. So you're just reaching. You can grab your elbows if this is easier and feels better. Otherwise, you're breathing into that forward bend. Feeling those arms release, neck release. Good. 3 more deep breaths, focusing on opening up the shoulders, head and neck, jaws relaxed. Hands come back up to the tailbone. Sweep the hands down towards the feet. Let's step that right foot back into extended lunge. Stay here this time. Take that right hand to the inside of the left ankle. Again, right hand to the inside of the left ankle. So now you're going to keep the shoulder as close as you can to the left knee. And you're going to turn and twist. Well, it looks really like you can't see this. But my left knee is connected to my right shoulder. And I'm twisting. One more deep breath. And then that left hand comes down. You're going to drop the back knee down here. Let's see what happens with the screen if I drop that back knee down. See if this makes a difference. That'll help. Maybe that's better. So the back knee's down, left foot's in front. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to just breathe into that nice straight leg position. So the forehead's coming down towards that front shin. Hips are extending back. You're breathing into that front left hamstring as you stretch. Good. You're just prepping that hamstring for your standing splits. They're so fun if you think of the splits that way. And this is an intermediate class, so please, message me if you want the beginner classes. And from here, we're going to bend that front knee, walk the foot in. So I'm not explaining a lot of things because I'm assuming that you have some yoga language and experience here. So that front foot walks in towards the body. My hands are on the outsides of my foot. I'm going to step that right leg up into standing splits here. So I'm kicking that right leg up towards the sky. And we're going to do a little bit of work here. So we're going to take an inhalation, draw the knee into the chin. Then we're going to exhale and we're going to kick that right leg up. We're going to do that 4 more times. We're going to inhale. We're going to kick up. 3 more times. Inhale. We're going to exhale, kick up. Doesn't have to look like mine. You're just inhaling the knee to your chin. You're exhaling and kicking it up. I think we have 2 left. Inhaling. And we're exhaling and kicking that up. Last one. Inhaling. And exhaling, kicking that leg up. Beautiful. Step that leg back down. You're in forward fold. Uttanasana. Shake it out a little bit. 2 more deep breaths here. Letting everything go. Surrendering. Our hamstrings are all about surrender. And with our next inhalation, let's inhale and we'll all meet all the way up. Reach out of the side ribs. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Good. Left leg steps back, deep lunge. So from here, we're doing the same thing, nice little twist. My left hand comes into my right ankle. And I go ahead and I lift my right hand off the ground so that I'm twisting my left shoulder into my right knee. So breathe, balance, twist. Stay with this. 2 more breaths. Good. Right hand comes down to the ground, planting the left knee down onto your mat. You're just going to go ahead and shift the hips backwards, and the front of your head is going to come down towards your right shin. So you're really giving a nice little prep stretch to the right leg before our standing splits. Press into the ball of the foot here. Keep the toes planted on your mat. Last breath here. Shift the weight back forward. And we're going to stand up on that right foot and we're going to kick the left leg high towards the sky. So it doesn't matter if yours looks different. You can kick wherever you can kick. You're just breathing into that leg. Hands are planted on the floor supporting you. And then that knee comes into the chin and we kick up to the sky. And the knee comes into the chin and go ahead and kick up to the sky. 4 more times. Knee in, kick up. You can do this. Breathe in, kick up. Feel your body. Notice what's going on. Lots of activation here. In, kick up. Last breath. Gratitude all the way for this. Kick up. Good. And left foot comes all the way down. And from here, if you have no knee issues, we're going to go ahead and we're going to come into a nice little squat. So we did this one the other time. So you're squatting. Here we go. Let's see here. We're going to come into a squat. Sorry, we're going to be doing some floor poses. Let's see if I can manage this. Here we go. So you're squatting now. So back up a little bit. You're going to feel that the hips, knees, and feet are opening up. And if this is okay for you like this, and your bum's okay, and you're not falling backwards, walk the feet together and see if you can wrap around the outsides. Good. Feel the opening through the shins. Spread your toes. Breathe. One more deep breath. Excellent. Hands come behind. And let's come down to the floor. We're going to come first into a nice stretch here for the hips. So draw the heels in towards the hips and let the hips fall out. Really sorry about this one. I don't know how to do that part. There we go. All right. Great. So just pull those heels up towards the body. Roll the shoulders up, down, and back. Sit up nice and tall. And let's take a couple of quiet moments now that we moved all of that activity into the body. Let's take a couple of breaths and just let go. So as you lengthen your exhalation here, let it be twice as long as your inhalation. And just releasing those hips, releasing the knees down towards the floor. Draw your focus inwards, letting go of what is to come or what has happened. Being here right now with your body. And remembering the intention that you set for today's class. Beautiful. We lift up through the crown of the head, look up, again, open up, and then fold. Last thing to come down is the top of the head. All the way down towards the feet, breathing, relaxing, and being really curious. Just like, there's a sticky spot. So breathe into it. Move your breath into that part of your body. If the mind starts to wander, bring it back to the breath and the body. So think about the big toes. Think about the shape of the toe. Think about all the places that the toe went today and feel your toe. Stay with your body. Stay embodied through your practice. That's the first step. Mindful appreciation of the hips here, the joints that support the hips, the lower back, the spine. Three more quiet breaths. Inviting the body to restore and balance itself. Beautiful. Because this is an intermediate class, if you want to have a little bit of fun today and you want to challenge yourself, you can go ahead and you can take the feet away from the body a little bit. You can walk those arms underneath and you can slide the arms behind you. Walk the feet back in, and this is your full tortoise pose. So the hands are reaching behind the waist and they're clasping behind your tailbone, and your head is coming down towards the heels. So that's
How you could take the pose a little bit deeper if you want that, and it just kind of pulls the side rib cage down. It's kind of a neat feeling, but those words are all subjective. I don't want anyone at home to get permanently stuck in this pose. Good. Let's go ahead and release the arms here.
And we're going to just keep that left foot just like it is. And this right leg is going to extend back. We're coming into pigeon pose here. So pigeon today, again, options for pigeon pose. Many of you have a home practice or you've practiced before, so you know that you can go from here as long as you're seated comfortably on the ground, and you can drape forward so that the forehead is resting. If you'd like to take an intermediate pose today and it's in your practice and your hips are on the ground, you can use your belt, strap your foot, right? So hips, there we go. And then you can play with your belt and come up towards the head, really stretching that hip flexor. Looking up, breathe. Just taking a couple breaths here. Not forcing anything. Reach. Notice where the sticky spots are. Open up through the shoulders if you like. Just explore and have fun. Not holding on to anything or being too rigid. Finding a little bit of a sweet spot there. Good. One more deep breath. Excellent. And release that back leg down. And if you're lying down, let's press all the way up. Good. And from here, that back leg is going to come right around. And again, intermediate class. So we're taking some more interesting poses today. So the right knee crosses over the left knee, and you're going to try to see that there's a nice straight line here. This one's kind of nice. My sits bones are comfortable behind me. I'm feeling a really good stretch because I went for a long run yesterday through this hip. So I'm going to inhale and reach up. I'm going to fold over that front. The knees are stacked here. The knees are stacked. I'm just taking my chin right over the front of the knees and lengthening through that top spine. So my knees are crisscrossed completely over one another. Find a comfy spot, and if you don't, your pose doesn't look like this, it's okay. My my sits bones are both connected to my mat. Don't let your right hip come off the ground here. Breathe and release, and breathe and keep releasing. One last breath here. Let's slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time, pressing yourself up. Last thing to come up is the crown of the head. Roll the shoulders up, down, and back a couple of times. Good. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to take that right leg, and the right leg is going to go ahead right over here, and you're coming into your opposite side pigeon pose. Again, making sure that the front leg is bent and the back leg is straight. And if you like the traditional pose, you're going to come down onto the floor and rest the head here. And if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, from here you're taking that strap And you can hook that back foot and just play around with your ankle here and your strap. Hips should be on the ground here. Oh, I gotta get back into that. There we go. This side. And this side for me is a lot stiffer. So just notice what's going on there. Play around with it. It's practice. Open up the shoulders. Good. Let's hang out here for about 3 breaths. See what the body wants to do. Good. Hands releasing down towards the foot. Feel the glutes opening. One more deep breath here. And you can release your strap, or you can slowly press yourself back up, coming out of your pigeon pose. And you're going to come into Bujangasana. Your feet are coming forward. Your feet are coming forward. You can sit on your mat there. And you're going to lie down onto your back for your final relaxation. So you're just coming all the way down onto the ground. Cover yourself up if you have a blanket. We're going to take your final relaxation. So we're going to just do a little twist. And we're going to completely breathe and find some bliss. So you are lying down on your back, covering yourself up, treating yourself like a small child, like very gentle and kind. Give yourself a pillow if you want to. Put on some socks. And I will guide you through a final relaxation. So as you lie down, if it's okay, you're going to go ahead and close your eyes. And you're going to take a nice deep breath and just settle in. Make sure your feet are more than hip width apart. And make sure your hands are nice and far away from the body. Go ahead and breathe through the nose, deep into the belly. And let that breath, that exhalation be twice as long as the inhalation. Embrace the silence, the complete silence all around you, and embrace the stillness of your body. And before you go and sink into that deep state of relaxation, offer one more intentional breath of stillness and peace to the intention that you set at the beginning of today's class. If the mind wanders, draw it back to the breath. Not pushing away any distractions or noises. Not telling yourself a big story about any of them. Just kindly welcoming them and letting them go. Notice the breath. And notice when the mind wanders. Notice if you're holding on to any other tension in the body. And use your next exhalation to completely and totally let it go. If the mind wanders, without judgment or criticism, bring it back to the breath.
And as you slowly, very slowly, start to come back to this level of consciousness, take with you this sense of peace and calm and extend it to all those with whom you come in contact. Knowing that you can return to this place at any time with intention by lying down on your back and connecting with your breath and that sense of stillness. Gently wiggle your fingers and your toes, noticing how movement starts to activate the mind. And as you're ready, very slowly, with tenderness and intention, draw the feet together and the arms up and overhead, and give the body one more gentle stretch. Rolling over onto your right side and resting in the fetal position, your heart turned up towards the sun. The fetal position representing a rebirth every time that we practice, a rebirth into a new way of being, a new way of seeing the world, a new moment of our life. So as you start to press yourself up into a comfortable seated position, keep your eyes closed or your gaze soft. And as we all greet one another in a comfortable seated position, draw the hands back up to the heart, and let's all take a moment to remember the intention that we set at the beginning of class. And we seal our practice by moving our thumbs to the point between our eyebrows, that place of intuition. And I thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste, wherever you are in this world.